is up, everybody? This is Espionic here with a Nintendo Direct recap. I'm here with my brother, Yoshikawa4. Say hello.
What?
Whatever. Anyway, this was a very special Nintendo Direct. It focused entirely on Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS. So let's just jump right in. This Direct was hosted by Masahiro Sakurai, the director of the Super Smash Bros. Games.
And master of trolling.
Yes. Oh my god. Like, we all know about, like, the Palutena situation, where those screenshots of her were leaked, and ever since he's been trolling us, like, non-stop. Like, I think it was the day after where he showed the Reset Bomb Forest stage with Faridi as a stage hazard. Then I think the week after that, he revealed Palutena's temple. And, like, now for this Direct, there's, like, sections of it that have, like, a trophy quiz that's sort of a who's that Pokemon sort of thing, where one of the they essentially show trophies of characters that pretty much have no chance of being playable characters in this game, like Fi from Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. And one of the trophies, you see what looks like Palutena, and my first thought was, I was so upset because, like, for those of you who don't know, Palutena is a character I want more than any other character in this game. And, I was, like, because of the implications, like, oh, she's not gonna be playable in this game, and then and then you find out it's actually pseudo-Palutena.
The bane of my fucking nightmares. That thing creeps me out.
It creeps everyone out, but, like, you're having way too much fun with the Sakurai. I'm 95% sure she's a playable character in this game. Just say that she is, please. But aside from that, the first thing that he goes over is, like, well, not exact release dates, but, like, when general, like, planned release times for the games. The 3DS version will be coming out in the summer, and the Wii U version will be coming out into winter, which doesn't surprise me. In fact, I kind of figured that would happen. Like, the 3DS, like, it's easier to make that version, so it would come out faster.
There's a GameCube in your pocket.
Yeah. I think some people might be concerned that, like, the Wii U version will, like, get overshadowed with it by the 3DS version coming out first.
Which is a load, because more likely than not, I keep on hearing people, my brother keeps on hearing people saying, we're getting both.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot. Most people I've seen are just gonna get both versions, because it's Smash Brothers, they love it that much.
And the fact that they have connectivity to each other. We don't know what, but they do have some connection.
Yeah, exactly. The 3DS version is confirmed to run at 60 frames per second, even with 3D on, for the most part. The assist trophies and Pokemon from Pokeballs well, some of them will move at 30 frames per second, which it's pretty impressive that they managed to do that. Because I haven't heard, like, most of the 3D games that I've played on the 3DS with the 3D on, like Donkey Kong Country Returns and Pokemon X and Y, like, the frame rate, like, especially in Pokemon X and Y, it's like the frame rate
is abysmal.
For most people's standards, yes. For me, I don't mind it that much. Next, they went over some of the similarities and differences between the two versions. He talked about the same things that we've, like, known before, like, each will have the same roster of characters, they'll have almost all different stages between the different versions. Stages in both versions, however, will, like, have different designs, like Battlefield. And another difference is, like, the music that they have for each of the stages. Like, the 3DS version will have 2 tracks to choose from, like a lot of the stages in Melee. Whereas Wii U will have the return of the My Music feature, which is awesome because, like, Brawl has such an awesome soundtrack.
Then you get Green Hill, see Scrap Ray Zone, and turn it all the way down.
No, leave Green Hill on. Like, Scrap Brain, I don't know, something about how it's like that little thumping noise in the background kind of annoys me. If they made a remix of it, like, sure, why not? But speaking of music, we get to hear some songs throughout the direct. Like, some are like some are pieces from their original games, like Dark Pit's theme and Kid Icarus Uprising. I think it's the theme when you like encounter him, like not like the theme that plays in Chapter 6 where you're flying, like whenever you encounter him, that music. They also have the boss music from that game. They have Good Day Galaxy, Galaxy Garden Galaxy, the original Ballad of the Goddess, and they have arrangements and remixes like Ballad of the Goddess. Like the remix, it sounds... For those of you who don't know the YouTuber CS Guitar 89, look him up and look up any music that he's done for Zelda. Ballad of the Goddess sounds like it was done by him. It really does sound like it.
Yeah.
They have the Rocket Barrel music from Donkey Kong Country Returns. I like that track.
Some people might have PTSD from it.
And a new arrangement of Area 6. I was listening to the one from Brawl because it sounds similar, but it sounds different and the same at the same time. It's kind of weird because I was listening to it before we started recording, and like Area 6 and Brawl, I was never a big fan of that soundtrack, but listening to it in this direct, it sounds freaking epic. And the weird thing is, it doesn't sound that much different. They added stuff to the song that just made it sound better. But yeah, there's also like the Fairy Fountain remix, Gerudo Valley remix. That sounds really, really good. It kind of has the same atmosphere like the original does, but it sounds different. And there's also Green Greens, like Flower Garden from Yoshi's Island, and the Comet Observatory. They all sound great. What do you think of the music?
Yeah.
Yeah. They next show a reel of some of the stages that are going to be in the game. For the 3DS version, we have the Reset Bomb Forest, we have 3D Land, Spirit Train, Gerudo Valley, Aruna Ferox, Tortimore Island, Living Room, Prism Tower, Rainbow Road, Find Me, Balloon Fight, and a returning stage that is more popular than I apparently thought, Jungle James. This is the third game in a row that it's in.
Yeah. For the most part, with a few exceptions, it seems, most of the games on the 3D, most of the stages on 3DS will be handhelds
games.
Like 3D Land and Kid Icarus Uprising.
Well, Gerudo Valley is because of like the 3DS version of Ocarina of Time, but
yeah.
I'm still surprised about Jungle James. So like, apparently it's that popular of a stage.
Well, the developers are fans.
Does any stage of the 3DS version stand out to you?
Well, kind of like Prism Tower.
Yeah. I was surprised that was even included because, which we'll be getting to much later, but like, I'm surprised how much representation that Pokemon X and Y is getting because like, it hasn't even been 6 months since the game came out.
Most Smash Bros. Games better being on the curve with other games that year.
Yeah. Well, particularly with Pokemon.
Yeah. You'd be hard-pressed to find certain Pokemon sometimes in some games. I think like Gen 3 was happening when Melee was out. No, it wasn't.
It was after Melee came out.
Yeah. You think we see more Gen 2? Well, we did get something from Gen 2.
Time with Kirby in the garbage chair, believe it or not.
And as sidebar, I don't know how Kirby is worse, because Kirby cannot hurt himself.
No, he's not worse, he's tied.
How is he tied? He'd be slightly better. He can't hurt himself with every friggin' thing he does.
Well, last time I checked, he's tied, but... Yeah, I'm looking forward to Prism Tower. I also like what they're doing with the 3D land stage. It looks like it's another like side-scrolling stage, but it looks more. It looks like they're doing it in a more interesting way this time around. And Gerudo Valley, like, I love like how Kotake and Kome are like stage hatches there. I love like the part where like I think it was Donkey Kong who gets frozen.
Because I'm pretty sure the Gerudo Witch Sisters will attack you with their trademark spells they're good at. Yeah. And you don't have a mirror shield. Unless you're Pit. No, I don't think you would have that anymore.
No, that's part of his Final Smash now, though. I'm not sure if that, but I'm not sure that really matters because it's his Final Smash. But in the Wii U version, we have Mario Galaxy, Pyrosphere, Town and City, the boxing ring, Pilot Wings, Skyloft, Windy Hill, Guard of Hope, the Wii Fit Studio, Palutena's Temple, and a returning stage from Brawl, the Halberd.
So will we see the Bandit tournaments himself?
I'm kind of doubting that at this point, to be perfectly honest. Palutena's Temple is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, but it looks like it's a more well-constructed, large stage.
They're like an clusterfuck like Newport City.
That was really freaking huge.
I don't know if people get on the one and brawl with the Donkey Kong. That was less of a cluster than Newport City. They're both pretty obnoxiously huge, but that's what's kind of fun about it. That one makes it kind of fun, though.
Yeah, but, like, it's hard to, like, whenever I do, like, All-Star mode, like, and Ness and Lucas show up, like, it is really hard for me to knock them off of the stage because the stage is that big. It's hard to die in that stage. Except for the Ultimate Chimera, who you can pretty easily avoid.
Unless he popped up above you, then you're kind of screwed.
Yeah. But yeah, Palutena's Temple only because of, well, Palutena. Like that's probably one of my favorite stages so far. I also like how Pyrosphere looks.
What Metroid is it from?
It's from Other M.
Oh yeah, the various incident.
So yeah, next they showed off like Yellow Devil from the Wily's Castle stage.
Fuck him. I played Power Up. Fuck him.
But yeah, like he explains like how it exactly works in this stage. You can only attack it. His eye is his only vulnerable point. His attack pattern is it pretty much how it was in.
That's the worst thing about him. His attack pattern was you had to pretty much guess how he fought you.
But anyway, like if you attack him with his like eye enough, it'll cause an explosion, which will be an attack for whoever deals that final blow to him. So like you can have like your opponents like get close to him when that happens, don't get caught in that explosion when he blows up.
You can either attack Yellow Devil yourself or just attack the people attacking Yellow Devil.
Or just wait until the last second and then just jump in like...
It's still the kill, like it's Dokapon.
But... yeah, that's pretty interesting. And they mentioned like other bosses are going to appear as stage hazards, and the one for Pyrosphere is hinted to be Ridley, which, well, he's not playable again.
No, and it's able to get PTSD, even though she fought him numerous times.
But I like that idea because we're kind of seeing that already because like we have Kome and Kotake at the Gerudo Valley, and we have Veridi in the Reset Bomb Force, I think.
But you never fought her in the game. You fought Palutena, and you fought Medusa, and you fought Hades. Sorry for spoiling this, but everyone talks about Uprising a lot. You should have played it. In fact, you should play it. It's awesome.
It's kind of difficult to play at first, but it's fun. It's one of my favorite 3DS games. But it's kind of interesting because, like you said, you never actually fight Veridi, but Veridi is kind of
a misanthrope.
I guess that's the best way to describe it, but yeah. That makes me wonder, like, whatever bosses could be on other stages.
I'm still wondering, the living room, the Nintendo is your hazard.
Well, maybe not so much a hazard, but as, like, someone who, like, changes the stage a lot.
Yeah.
You know what would be a hilarious boss for the Mario Galaxy stage? Bouldergeist.
I want Gawa Guy.
Well, I say Bouldergeist because people seem to think he's like the hardest boss in, like, in the entire game. Where
he's not really hard, he's just random.
I've never really had much problems with him, but next they go on to like what online play is going to be like. Both versions will have online multiplayer, which is like good. I don't know who thought like the 3DS version wouldn't, but a new mode for when you're playing against random people is for fun, and another one is called for glory.
Also known as Sakurai Must Have Seen Project M.
We'll get more into that, but like for fun mode is like all items are on. You could choose. You have like all stages available to you except for Final Destination. I think you're locked into doing 4-on-4 matches or battle royale matches, I would say. And for glory mode is essentially stop having fun mode.
Yep.
You go to Final Destination, you never have items on it, it could be 1-on-1. Oh yeah, and the other difference is, for fun, only your wins will be recorded. For glory, your wins and your losses will be recorded. I love how they chose the pictures for, like, each of the modes. For fun, it's like, you see Happy Kirby, Happy Pikachu, like,
even though Kirby is angry all the time. Especially if you live in America.
And then for glory mode, they show Link and Samus just ready to destroy each other.
And then we never saw Link again. Oh, he has a sword and shield, he has an arm cannon. In the realistic scenario, the power suit would win.
Well, that would kill the point of the game entirely if we just let certain, like, logic apply.
Reality apply.
But, yeah, for glory mode, they have the, quote, the only stage you could choose, Final Destination. But, like you said, Sakurai must have been looking at Project M, because now almost all the stages will have a Final Destination form where it's just a flat surface with no other platforms there.
Which some people might like, or some people might say, really, we're catering to them.
Hey, at least it's optional.
At least it's not tripping.
So yeah, score 1 for stop having fun, guys.
They have something.
Yeah, a lot of people have complained about, like, the online for Brawl being pretty laggy.
To the point where tiers are completely different. That's how bad it is, but I don't play games online, so we can't, and even if we could, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah. But, like, there's also like, they're trying to make the online mode more enjoyable, like, because you have the Nintendo Network IDs, you can't, like, fight anonymously anymore. So you can report people who are, like, causing trouble for you if they're, like, just dropping out or refusing to play or just, like, self-destructing themselves all the time. But on the same token, you can't just baselessly report people. Like, you'll get in trouble too. You'll have like temporary bans, like, put out for those players.
And I'm willing to bet this probably will do fucking all.
Well, at least they're trying.
Yeah, but I doubt it'll do
somebody will probably find a way to abuse it.
Yeah.
They have a new ranking system called Global Smash Power. It's not a traditional ranking system where, like, your number is like, hey, I'm ranked this out of this many players. Its scores based on the solo mode, where like you are, say you have a global smash power of 300,000. That means you're better than you scored higher than 299,999 people, and like they use that to like matchmake for like random matches based on skill level. I kind of like that actually. I think it's more interesting than saying, "Hey, I'm number one out of everybody else who's ever played this game." It's just like, "Hey, I'm better than all of these people." And considering the sales for Smash Brothers, like it would be awesome if you could get like into the millions with your score, with your global Smash power.
That'd be pretty crazy. But I'm not sure if anybody will ever be that good.
You'd be surprised. They showed a bunch of items, assist trophies, and Pokemon that you can get in this game. Some of the new items of this show is the POW block
from the good old days of Mario Brothers. Well, at least I think.
And in even better days of Mario Kart, right?
I hated that.
I love how the beetle works, where I think it was Marth who throws it at Fox and Fox just gets abducted.
And that's why we don't see any more Star Fox games.
Exactly.
He's still fighting that beetle.
Curse you, Marth! You can use the Fire Bar item from Mario games.
And it also appears in some Zelda games if you knew where to look.
Yeah, but Mario came first, so Mario.
Yeah. But they're created by the same person, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
It's essentially just a fire sword that will get smaller each time you use it. There's also the back shield from Kid Icarus Uprising.
A rather odd power-up. Part of me kind of wanted the one that, though it's a multiplayer thing only, the one where you can turn everyone to an eggplant.
Huh. They also have bomb shoes.
From Ocarina of Time. I think there weren't actually enemies in a Zelda game.
Yeah, they're also enemies, but they look
nothing like.
Yeah, I remember in Majora's Mask they have bomb shoes. They're just like mice with bombs on their tails, I think.
Huh.
It's kind of funny because most of the items in this game fall into the category of either Mario, Zelda, Kid Icarus, bomb.
And they just can't get rid of a bomb.
I love how half of the items in this game are bombs. That's
like
awesome.
The motion detector bomb, that classic where you just throw it, and if anyone's near it, or if you hit it with something, boom.
Zelda finally got her revenge for if you look at some of the screenshots that they showed with Zelda when they first revealed that she was coming back, they show Link and Peach together, he's cheating on her. And she
Link and Peach are a new couple next to an intergalactic bounty hunter and a 17-year-old boxer from the Bronx.
As for assist trophies, they show off ones that are returning, like Andros, Devil,
from a Japanese NES game.
Nintendo, which is a French bulldog, and at least in this direct, I'm not sure if
there's gonna be a random one.
Yeah, but
I could only.
You were kind of you felt you'd rather have a golden retriever.
Yeah. But
I told you, the French bulldog, everybody loves the French bulldog. They're considered to be the cutest dog ever.
Well, he still probably won't be well liked because he's lost.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess it doesn't really matter in the end. They show off some of the new ones, Skull Kid, who
does what Palkia did in Spirit Pillar, and that's why I never went there.
And does what Palkia does in this game.
Pokemon, the fact that end up being turned off then.
The fact that is kind of that I guess if you're skilled enough, it's not that big of a deal, but if you're not, that's a really big...
I know it sounds weird, folks, but just doing small things can do big things at the same time.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, like, Skull Kid or Palkia can do that on any stage now. Not... So, like, if you hated that stage because of that, like, good news, you can no longer avoid it.
Like, Pokemon might be getting turned off this game, and so are assist trophies. Which is a shame, because a lot of them are pretty cool, like,
I love that they included Midna as an assist trophy. She's one of my favorite characters from Twilight Princess. So.
She's, like, one of the best Zelda companions they ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Next to Zelda herself, of course.
Yeah. They also showed off Dark Samus, which I would have guessed.
Yeah, I think her first game was Metroid Prime 2.
Yeah.
And I think she was it's kind of, well, that's kind of getting into, I think if I recall, she was the result of something of the events of Metroid Prime 1.
Yeah, I think you're right. They also have Chain Chomp.
Miyamoto's childhood trauma has come back to haunt him again.
As long as he's not like the ones in Super Mario Bros. 3 where they're almost impossible to avoid.
You kind of wanted a hammer suit just to kill them, because they just jump at you.
They also show off Isabelle, where she does like it seems like that she does like throw fruit at you and it heals you.
Yeah. And some people might theorize, well, one group theorizes that she might throw something bad because she apparently is clumsy.
Yeah. One other assist trophy they show is Electman from the Mega Man series.
And if anyone remembers, he would kill you pretty fast if you didn't get his weakness on the original NES.
So he's probably a good assist trophy to have.
Because you won't have Welling Cutter.
And something that they call Keller TV Game 15, which I'm pretty sure is Pong.
Yes, Fear Pong. Even though they did have weird assist trophies in the game they first appeared, which was Brawl on the Wii, which was like some weird looking pad that spun around with the blade.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the name on how
that was a minor inconvenience at best.
Especially if the stage was big enough.
They also the Pokemon they go over, they finally have a Master Ball item. I thought they would. That's something I'm surprised they didn't do sooner.
The moment feels like it should be Ultra Ball, but
no, Master Ball.
Most of the Pokemon I don't catch in a Master Ball.
Yeah, but Master Ball is indicative of, like, yeah, this is a super powerful legendary Pokemon.
And now it comes Magikarp anyway. Because Sakurai trolled you.
Well, from what I've seen, Goldeen is still around, so...
Yeah, Goldeen is, of course, the joke one, where you essentially just open the party ball and it's empty.
I think some people question why... I think there have been people who question why not Magikarp, but I think I saw IGN...
a reference to anime.
Yeah, I think IGN pointed out, like...
it might be a reference to anime.
Like, that's what happens to Misty in the second episode of the anime.
She calls out a Goldeen for...
whatever reason. Arceus, he instantly Meteor Smashes with his attack.
Yep, here comes God tier of Pokemon.
They show off some old ones that have been in the game forever, like Meowth and Electrode.
Meowth wasn't in the second one, ironically. I don't think he was ever
No,
in
he wasn't.
I think Meowth was in the first one, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
It's been a long time.
At least I'm 99% sure he was.
Because I think Clefairy did Meowth's attack, because Clefairy showed up. Clefairy was metronome, meaning it did whatever the hell it wanted.
I think in the first game it just like copied
the Pokemon to the to the animation, essentially.
Yeah.
To the point where Clefairy could use Splash.
Yeah. I do want to show off this Eevee, which is kind of random and it's
so adorable.
Yeah, it's adorable. I guess they figured like Eevee's a very popular Pokemon and hasn't been in the game in Smash Brothers at all yet, so why not? I love how it just collides to you, just scoots around.
Not really paying attention to where it's going.
But they also show off some other new Pokemon that haven't been in the game before, specifically some Gen 5 and Gen 6 Pokemon like Meloetta, Fennekin.
The starter my brother chose for his Y version.
Yes, the only fire starter I will ever choose. Well, not ever choose, but I like Charmander too.
But Stealthrock shows up when it's fully grown.
I also like, I guess I kind of like Cyndaquil too. Another one, Victini. It would be hilarious if you just called it out and you instantly win.
Yeah, because Victini is known as the victory Pokemon, folks. The Pokedex entry says it wins regardless of the counters. But it might be might also have its ability, which is Victory Star, which increases the accuracy of all your teammates. So pretty much they would, as long as you have Victini in your party, your team would always have a high accuracy.
But if they did become an instant win button, he would have to be like ridiculously, extremely rare.
You throw it out, Victini appears, does a pose, and it says, "Game, set." And all your friends just punch you in the mouth and leave.
Alright, and like after that, they go into what we probably are most interested in, like the characters themselves. They go over like returning fighters and changes that they made to them. And for anyone who said that this was a Brawl rehash, this proves you wrong. Like all the changes that they made to these characters are pretty substantial. Like they start off with Samus, they show her final smash. That's the same, but she doesn't transform into Zero Suit Samus anymore. In fact, no character who transforms will transform into mid-battle. Like they won't transform in mid-battle anymore. You're like, you have that one character throughout the entire fight now, which kind of contradicts something else, but we'll get into that. The way he had like, oh, what happened to Zero System? You say, she's not gonna be in this game this time. Sorry. And then you actually see her like, lol, just kidding.
Nah, I'm okay. Why not put her in there?
Like, I mean, I knew he loves trolling, but my god. Like, imagine if you were like, you love Zero Suit Samus and you were like angry the moment you said like, oh, she's not gonna be in the game, and then he's like, psych.
Nope, she's still here.
I love her design in this game. She simultaneously looks more and less fan servicey.
Yeah. She has deadly heels like she's channeling her inner Bayonetta. But they're not.
Instead of guns, they're jets.
They're jet boots.
Yeah. I don't know, something about how she looks. She looks tougher, and I don't mean like her actual attacks, her actual design. She looks tougher and, dare I say, hotter at the same time. And I think maybe it's because of that, but yeah, I love, like, Zero Suit Samus is a character that I like playing as because I like playing as fast characters, but I did wish she was more powerful, definitely. And I'm glad, like, they're doing that. I love her, like, the combo of kicks that she could, like, do with her jet boots. Next they showed Zelda.
Her down B is a new move. It's a totally new move.
That was shown earlier, actually, with a screenshot. It's called the Phantom Splash. She essentially just summons the Phantom out of nowhere. With Phantom from, like, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. So it's, like, props for the Spirit Tracks reference because, like, Zelda,
in that game, Zelda helped you and
she could possess phantoms. And I'm pretty sure that that design for the Phantom is based off of that.
Yeah. They become pink when she possesses them.
You could use it to just suddenly attack someone, or you could use it as a meat shield.
To take a hit. But it can't be reflected on you.
Where the villager just, like, pockets the freaking Phantom.
Or essentially he go like, hey Zelda, I'm hoping you could use it on someone else. Like, hey Zelda, can I borrow this Phantom? Thanks. Okay, thanks. Then you stick it on Mario.
Oh, I'm sure you can do that. As for Sheik, like, Sheik's back as a separate character. Sheik's down B move now is, it's called the bouncing fish attack, where it's just like an acrobatic kick of some sort.
Or side B is not a chain.
No, they changed that to burst grenades. The chain I've always had, like, sometimes
I kind of like screwing with it.
it's kind of fun to play around with, but I think the burst grenades are probably a bit more straightforward and easier to use.
But Sheik is kind of a ninja.
I'm actually pretty fine with, like, Zelda and Sheik being separate characters now, because it's kind of funny when Melee, when I was playing Melee when it first came out, I preferred Sheik, and when like, sometime after we got Brawl, I remember seeing people saying, like, they can't play as Zelda at all. I tried playing as Zelda, like, wow, this character's awesome. What is ever talking about? And she's now my main. Like, she and Pikachu are pretty much my go-to characters now. I have a hard time understanding why she's second from the bottom on the tier list, but whatever. I love playing as Zelda. And, like, I never ever play with... I've tried to play as both of them at the same time, because it seems like there would be some sort of advantage from doing that, but I've never, like, really bothered to. I think it's hard to, because, like, the transformation time, especially in Brawl, can take a while. So, like, you're transforming and, like, lol, you get knocked out while you were transforming. So, yeah, I have no problem with it.
It's like one of those other moments where it's like Sakurai saw Project M, because I'm pretty sure everyone's their own character.
Yeah. So yeah, Samus and Zero Suit Samus are now their own characters. In which case I'll probably play as Zero Suit Samus much more, because, like, I love, like, playing as fast characters, so, and Zero Suit Samus is fast, so.
And on the sidebar, props to Project M for giving Sonic some of his Sonic battle attacks, though. That was pretty nice. That's a pretty nice touch there.
That I've got to see. They really haven't seen any changes, shown any changes that they've made with Sonic.
I'm kind of hoping they would put his Sonic battle attacks on there.
If your hair bagged, my brother's eating chips right now.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. With Kirby, they have two changes. One is Hammer Flip move.
And two is Ultra Sword!
Well, the Hammer Flip is a move that you always abused.
Throw your hammer, Kirby, that's all you need to do. If you don't care taking hits, that's all you need to do to get through the arena.
Is that similar to King Dedede's, like, down...
Jet Hammer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. If you held it down long enough, you take damage.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that they would do that, but I think that's gonna be Kirby's, like, side special attack now, right?
Because that was when it first appeared in Melee.
Well, it was just like a simple hammer swing.
He did, I think it's called the hammer wheel, or giant wheel, when you do that. Press the B button in the air when you had the hammer.
Oh. But yeah, his final smash, I totally saw this coming to Ultra Sword.
Some people want it Crash, but part of me
Crash is
a little too overpowered, because that hit the whole screen.
Yeah, that's a screen nuke. You can't have a screen nuke as a final smash.
But tell that to Olimar and Brawl. You kind of had...
Well, Olimar's might change because of the Hokage bomb. Because that's kind of what it was.
Yeah. Though people are thinking that they're referencing the bad ending of Pikmin. I think that's what happens. The ship goes up. The dolphin goes up. And then it goes back down and crashes.
Yeah.
And Olimar dies.
But yeah, the moment like I thought about like Final Smashes, whose would change. The one I thought immediately of was Kirby because like
they did use. I was thinking like people thought Crash because I think Mike would have been a good choice too, but
yeah, I think either Ultra Sword or Mike would have been like the most ideal choices because Mike is an iconic power with Kirby.
Because Kirby is a notoriously bad singer.
And, like, I guess technically any of his, super abilities from Kirby's Return to Dreamland would have worked, but Ultra Sword
was my favorite. It was the first one I saw.
You would have been Ultra Sword or nothing.
Yeah, Ultra Sword. Because Modern Play was says to be Mario Finale. A telegraphed attack, everyone dodges, unless they're the computer. And if the computer used it, they always made sure you knew when Mario jumped, did a backflip in the air.
Next they went to King Dedede, though the change that they made with him is that now he throws just Gordos as a side special move. He doesn't like throw mostly Waddle Doos or Waddle Dees and an occasional Gordo. It's all Gordos now.
Which doesn't do any good because apparently you can kick him back at him. Even though
I love how Zero Suit Samus just quickly kicks it right back at him.
Though you can't kill Gordos. I'm pretty sure you take damage from a kick anyway, Samus, but maybe that's just a jet boost. They're that powerful.
Next they went to Lucario. Lucario, we knew about like the changes that they made to Lucario, but now we're actually like seeing them in action. His aura power-up when he takes more damage, like, is more apparent, more powerful, more influential this time.
Even his aura, like, moves like extreme speed.
Where he can soar over the entire stage and kill himself still.
Like Wario Man on the Wario button. Zoom! Well,
now, one thing we, like, thought about is that, like, would he Mega Evolve in this game? And sure enough, he does.
And when he does, he's like that from his high power aura. He's like that now.
All the time. But, like, the question is it his final smash?
Because I went on Cerebi, and I'm not going to say this is 100% true, but they said Lucario's Mega Evolution is his final smash.
But the thing is, like, how... Like, they mentioned, like, how characters won't change forms in the middle of the battle, but I guess it doesn't matter too much because, like, I think they mean characters who have, like, a different moveset when they change. Like, Lucario's moveset is still the same, it's just way more powerful. It's at max power.
Yeah. So for all we know, like, maybe Lucario's Mega Stone will appear on the field, and if you grab it, he'll Mega Evolve. If it's not a final smash.
That seems... I don't know. That sounds kind of like I'm not sure how well that would work if that was the case, but I'm really glad to see it. His Mega Evolution at least.
Because I'm pretty, like I said, I'm pretty sure I kind of agree with Cerebi in terms. I think it's just his final smash.
It would make the most amount of sense, and like his moveset still is the same. It's just at max power all the time.
And then you'll launch yourself off the cliff.
Alright, next they go to Olimar, and, like, this shows you, like, Project M, this is how you rebalance your characters.
What they do with Olimar and Project M, they just took one Pikmin away from him.
2.
Oh, they took 2.
Yeah, he has 4.
Oh, he has 4.
And his recovery is just greatly...
His recovery is essentially useless.
Yeah, I understand, because, like, in Brawl, he's in the top 3 of the tier, but, like, really?
I could play as Olimar if I play as Olimar by himself, I wrecked the computer. I wrecked it. There's just no fight, period.
But, like, ironically, in this game, he has even fewer Pikmin. He only has 3 now.
Yeah, he only has 3. And the thing is, the Pikmin he plucks will always be in order.
Red, yellow, blue, white, purple, and then it repeats.
Even though I'm pretty sure you found purple Pikmin first, in the terms of finding them in Pikmin 2.
But, that doesn't really affect his recovery now because his recovery is Wing Pikmin from Pikmin 3.
Which is nice to see, but Tommy wonders why doesn't he get Rock Pikmin, but they're essentially kind of the same as Purples, though they can't latch onto anything. They don't latch onto anything. But the thing you have to also be careful of is that the Pikmin you have with you will also will carry them with him,
and it does weigh them down. So the more Pikmin you have, the less effective the recovery move is. Which I kind of like that. I love how they showed, like, if you're falling, you can throw off your Pikmin and then recover.
Save yourself. Well, you might as well do that, because they're that disposable. They're that disposable in-game. I know Uta pretty much signifies it.
I know he's, like, second on the tier list in Brawl, but I think I actually have a difficult time playing with him, if only because he has so many Pikmin with him that it's kind of hard for me to, like, tell what's going on with him.
Which is probably why they gave him free in the first place.
I like that change. So I might play as Olimar a bit more often now.
Especially when they give him a better recovery.
Will he still have the same super broken Final Smash? Who really knows? Next day went on to Pit. He can no longer glide after doing his jumps.
Which kind of nerfed him.
But he seems to be, like, his actual attacks seem to be more powerful. I love how his power of flight move works now. Like, it kind of reminds me of... It kind of reminds me of Jet Kirby, actually, the way he moves.
Kind of, yeah.
But, yeah, I love how fast it moves. Although it's kind of funny how in Brawl where you just, like, essentially just flat out fly.
Then part of me wonders, will Pit have his weapons he acquired in the game Kid Icarus be part of his special or his regular attacks?
Well, I think the upper dash arm is part of one of his regular attacks.
It might be his dash attack?
I think it's his dash attack, yeah. He has a new Final Smash, the 3 Sacred Treasures, which seemed like a very likely choice. So, yeah, like, the Mirror Shield is probably not going to be part of his... Well, it is. It was replaced with the Guardian Orbiters, but... That Final Smash looks pretty freaking insane.
Well, I think he does a more crazy version of his special when you shoot the arrows in the air.
Yeah, and giant lasers come out of it.
Instead of arrows.
Which does leave room for Palutena to be playable now, because she's no longer a part of his Final Smash, but...
You're up against Centaurians. They weren't that threatening.
I think that's kind of done on purpose, but...
Still.
And after that, they've revealed the character you've been waiting for such a long time.
Yoshi, motherfuckers.
Like, it was so weird that they waited so long to confirm him.
Like,
but I think apparently the reason why is because they made him more upright, and that's a big change. Like, really? I don't think we would have cared that much.
So, the original 8 are now in the game.
Yes,
right?
the original 8 are now finally all confirmed.
I feel like they should just always put, like, to say the original 8 from the original game are in there.
I'm thinking back to the very first trailer from Brawl, and I don't think they confirmed all the original 8 in that either.
No, they didn't,
I think they showed everybody but Yoshi, ironically.
Right.
And I want to say maybe Donkey Kong, but I might be wrong. It's been ages since I've seen it. After that, they go over, like, how the new fighters work, how Rosalina works, how you can, like, separate her from Luma. They attack separately. They have each of their own moves.
She might replace Ice Climber.
We'll see. Either way, I'm dying to play as her. She's one of my favorite Mario characters.
She's everywhere now.
Yeah, I know. It's like her side special move is like the shooting
Her
star
neutral-
bits.
Yeah, shooting star bits. Yeah, you can throw Luma up to
Yeah,
her
that's how you.
opponent.
Yeah, that's how you separate them with her the Luma shot move, which is the neutral special move. The down special is a gravitational pull, which not only pulls items towards you, but it just cancels out, like...
Screws around with projectiles.
Yeah, like, I kind of love how, like, Lucario's Aura Sphere just, like, flat out disappears.
And then Mario's flood, it goes like... It's like she's doing her own water bending.
What do you think of her Final Smash?
It's pretty basic, it's just there.
I think it would have been a bit cooler if it was a Grand Star instead of a Power Star.
Yeah.
It has a bit... It would have more of a galaxy sort of connection, because, like, Power Stars are, like... They were in Mario 64.
Mario 64.
Yeah.
They weren't in Sunshine, they were in a remake of Mario 64, along with Silver Stars.
But yeah, I'm really excited to play as Rosalina. She's, like I said, one of my favorite Mario characters. Next day, went to Little Mac again. Essentially, really trying to emphasize, like, he's ridiculously powerful on the ground, but he's incredibly weak in the air.
And then some things where you have to do platforming just to beat that.
I think some people are just looking at how he is on the ground and just, he looks ridiculous. He seems almost broken on the ground.
It's like he doesn't even fight a Foxer.
He doesn't even flinch on the ground to some attacks. He's that powerful.
And this is from a 5... This is a 5-1-17, by the way.
Yeah. But, like, they're trying to really emphasize that, like, he's really weak in the air, like... And apparently half of the Smash Brothers takes place in the air.
So, yeah.
That may mean something. But I guess
it
it depends.
Somewhat detrimental to your whole...
But I guess it really depends on, like, whether you're playing as him or not. His recovery rising uppercut, like,
it's Sakurai... It's for is attacking.
Sakurai just flat out said, it's just terrible.
It's just terrible to try to save yourself with it. You can use it to hurt your enemy, but...
One thing we already knew about is that he'll have a power meter on the screen, but, like, how it actually works is that it'll fill when he performs connecting attacks, and even when his opponents attack him. And when it's filled, he can do a only one KO uppercut with it.
And knock you out immediately.
Yeah. Like, he essentially has an instant home run bat.
He has a home run bat in his pocket.
Yeah. Well, he has to build it up, but still.
Yeah.
I love his Jolt Haymaker move because
where he just jumps in.
I still remember when he was revealed, where he jumped over Mega Man's charge shot like it was nothing.
Like a boss!
And like we knew before, his final smash is Gigamac, which I thought it would be if he was going to be in this game.
Referencing multiplayer and Punch Out, where your opponent can... Yeah, the Punch Out Wii, but your opponent can turn into that and knock the living daylights out of you.
One other little cool, interesting thing they showed with Mac is that he has a wireframe costume from the original arcade game.
Where I think Soda Popinski was at the Russian boxer you faced in the original NES was actually a booze hound in the arcade.
I love the camera angle that they show, like, him punching Bowser.
Yeah. I wonder if that's a special brawl where you can fight your opponent like it's Punch Out.
I don't see how that could work unless it's... unless it's, like, 2 versus 2. Or they show a lot of split screens, and I don't think people want split screens for Smash Brothers.
No.
We already have a 3DS version, which everyone has their own screen, so... They show off more of the villager. His pocket move. Like,
his pockets are amazing, like the original Animal Crossing.
He can just pocket a freaking Phantom. He just grabs Zelda's Phantom and puts it in his pocket.
Well, he could put a Blue Falcon NES game, a Master Sword, a Triforce, a Fire Flower, everything in between in his pockets. So technically, they're turned into a small leaf.
Like, I think a lot of people are gonna play as him just for that move.
All the silly things you can put in. See how many silly things you can put in his pocket.
I love how he can ride his Lloyd rocket around.
The gyroids, I think they're called.
The direct calls it Lloyd rocket.
Yeah, but I think that's another name for them. Or remember in the original game, you used to use them to save your game, but I don't think I'm not sure he used them anymore for that.
Yeah, it's been ages since I played Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing's definitely fun. It's just that, like, if you go away for a while, the game kind of makes you feel guilty for doing so, and I don't like that.
And there's moments where it can be downright depressing, like if you actually go listen to the story of the Apple Sisters.
The Villager's Down special is the Timber move, which I'm guessing you press it once to plant it, once to water it, and then it becomes a tree. Once to chop it, and one more time to chop it again.
And then, will you be curious to yell timber? Probably not.
Well, he's a silent character, so why would he?
And he still has, and he still looks like he... Well, he still has
the face of mercy to you.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
His final smash is called Dream Hill, where he just essentially Tom Nook and his nephews, I think. They're his nephews, right?
Kimmy and Tommy, I think their names are.
They just build a house around a character, and then it blows up.
They filled it with bombs. That just makes me laugh, that essentially the villager kills you, buries you under the house. He built a top, I put Mario in the ground, then got Tom Nook, and then build the ground over the hole. Build the house over the hole.
I never even thought of that. People are going to make that joke for sure now.
The villager they probably make that joke right now, that you build a house over the corpse.
Anyway, then they go over to Mega Man. Mega Man's moveset probably...
robot.
Mega Man's moveset probably is the most logical moveset of any character, because that's kind of how he works in Mega Man, where he has, like, access to other Robot Master's powers, and that's essentially his moveset.
That essentially that's like Kirby. If you paid attention a lot, some of Kirby's attacks, not just specials, were also moves he had, like Boku Jab was Spider, the little breakdance spin he did was his yo-yo building when you dashed.
But it's kind of different with Mega Man, because, like, Mega Man literally, like, once he gets, like, the Robot Master's power, he has, like, access to any one of them he's had throughout the entire game. With Kirby, it's just, like, he has, like, he gets power-ups, but he has movesets based off of that power-up.
Yeah. It's
not like he has a bunch of different, like, power-up sets that he can just use at once.
Yeah.
I guess Milky Way Wishes is the closest thing to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they show all those off, they did once before. The big surprise is his final smash, though.
The successor being... or KJ the Fude!
I don't think anybody would have predicted that. I think people were thinking either something like along the lines of Super Adapter, or like one of his hyper combo moves, I think they're called, from Marvel vs. Capcom, because one of his moves is from Marvel vs. Capcom.
The uppercut.
Yeah.
I kind of remember that move.
But yeah, like...
The one where, I think it's, I know it's one of them, I think it's Beard, I think it's Rush, and the robot, the small little robot, I can't remember his name. I think no, Eddie's the big guy.
But yeah, it's a surprisingly awesome Final Smash, if only because, like, you have, like, not just classic Mega Man, but you have Mega Man X, even Mega Man Walnut.
And Mega Man from, I can't remember his name, he's from the DS games, and the one from the Battle Network, and also from the anime, Mega Man EXE, if I recall.
Huh. But yeah, I don't think... Like, they could have gone with
So-
Super Adapter or one of his hyper combo moves from the Marvel vs. Capcom games, but
You mean Marvel vs. Cap? Oh, no, he was in Marvel vs. Capcom too.
yeah,
Never mind.
that's why I said games plural.
To his credit, he wasn't that neglected.
But yeah, like, I don't think anybody would have expected that at all. I think it's more interesting than that, though, because...
He calls on his successors to blast the whole anatomy. So, Mega Man EXE is not a robot, but data.
Then they show off, the Wii Fit trainers, because you can play as both the male and female. They each have the same moveset. They both have the same properties. It's just like a different skin. It's an alternate costume. They showed off, like, the combination of the moves Deep Breathing and Sun Salutation, which is kind of out of nowhere, but then again, that's what the Wii Fit trailer is all about.
Yeah, about exercise. And she uses yoga moves. She essentially channels her chi for deep breathe.
Yeah, it looks like you have to charge your you have to do the deep breathing for quite a while before you before you can like fully power up your Sun Salutation.
But I think deep breathing might be something different, actually. It makes me when I look at it, makes me think of I know this is going to be.
Oh, do you mean like a timing sort of thing?
It looks like a timing thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because there's like this outer circle that closes in into this larger or the smaller one, and you have to time it correctly.
And Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, there's an ability you can get called Break Time, where you can restore your focus points and your HP and the D-Link meter, I think, at the same time. But you have to time the button press when it gets closer to the edge.
I think you're right about that, because I remember looking at when they show both the male and female one together when they're doing the deep breathing. The male one looks like he fails it.
He screwed it up. He messed up the timing.
So yeah, I think you're right that it's a timing thing and not a charging. But one of the biggest things that they showed, and one of the things I'm most excited about, is the custom movesets that the characters have, which completely washes away any notion of this being a brawl rehash.
Where you see Mario shoot his fireball. The first time I saw Mario shoot his fireball, like that looks kind of slow. And then I see Mario shoot another one that's like straight line like Luigi's,
but faster,
way faster, like he shot out of a gun. But
yeah, and Kirby can like inhale or like breathe out ice instead. And like, I'm really excited about this feature. Like, it's probably going to be one of the biggest things about the game. I mean, you can only use it with online with your friends and local battles. You can't use it like against like
random people you don't know.
Yeah, but I'm still really excited about this.
It's something you could do, and this is you could now literally change your character's moves.
Yeah, like...
This better not be just online. This is something you can do.
Oh, local. Yeah, online with friends and local.
And you could do this... You don't have to do it online, do you?
No, it's just something that you can if you want to.
Yeah.
If you don't want to change the movesets, I'm pretty sure you could just leave it the way they are, but...
But people are going to experiment and try them.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try them.
Like Pip doing the one with the arrows. Like, whee!
Yeah, that looks really freaking cool. I can't wait to see what that's all about. Like, how you actually do it. I think, my bet is that may lead into the connectivity between the two versions, but we'll see. Next they went over like a new battle mode that's exclusive to the 3DS version called Smash Run, and the best way I can describe it is Subspace Emissary meets Kirby Air Ride.
Yeah, because the first time I saw that, this looks like a mode in Kirby Air Ride where you had you grabbed an air ride machine, then you had to go around the city grabbing power-ups. And you had to be careful because some of them were.
And I think you had 5 minutes for that too.
Yeah, you had 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's a 4-player battle mode where you search for power-ups to like give buffs to your stats, like your defense, your speed, your attack power, your attack power for your special moves, and you're like going around in this big dungeon-like area.
fighting various Nintendo baddies. Like
yeah, that's what I
Fred.
really like. That they combine like they have some enemies from Subspace, but they have like a lot of like classic Nintendo enemies like Goomba, not just Mario ones, but like
They actually have actual enemies from other games.
Yeah, they
where
have like
Subspace was missing.
Yeah, they have like the Stalfos from the Zelda series. They have the Bulbs from Pikmin. They have Tack.
That son of a bitch still is
from
annoying.
Kirby. And one of the funny things is that at the very beginning, I think the first two we see are Critters and Tiki Buzzes, which are two types of Donkey Kong Country enemies.
Which is really weird. I'm like,
yeah, it's kind of funny because like people want the Kremlings back in the Donkey Kong Country games, and like here they both are the Kremling enemies and Tiki enemies
at the same time, which is some meta, which is really weird. Where I don't know why people thought Kremlings were owned by Rare, they weren't.
I love how like they included Mimicuties in this mode.
Oh boy, Mimicuties!
Because their treasure chests that look like the Mimicuties from Kid Icarus Uprising.
They'll sprout legs, and then it will beat you to a kick you.
This mode looks very, very fun.
And there was like, and ones I didn't expect were Chandelure, a Pokemon would attack. They expect some Pokemon to attack you, like Chandelure, the Ghost Fire type.
Yeah. So yeah, that looks pretty fun. It kind of like gets you excited for the 3DS version, especially since it's gonna be coming out pretty soon.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing happens.
Okay, so the very last thing that they showed were like, other than like a bit of a reel of all the characters.
We're going to have a montage.
They like it wouldn't be like Smash Brothers Direct if they didn't show off one new character with a trailer. The trailer was really cool.
You see all the Pokeballs raining down from the sky. And I feel like those are all the Pokemon you see in there, because I saw Eevee, I saw Keldeo.
I remember seeing Fennekin.
Yeah.
In this trailer, they show off one more returning character, Charizard.
Charizard stands alone.
Yeah.
And then he sees Stealth Rocket and he wets himself.
Which I figured would have happened because, like, Charizard is one of the most popular Pokemon.
Charizard upgraded from being a Pokeball Pokemon.
Yeah.
He started off as that. He was like that in the first game.
Yeah, and then in Brawl, you had him with the Pokemon trainer, but you couldn't use him all the time.
Yeah.
Unless you wanted to, like, really, really suck.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm glad that he's a standalone Pokemon. I can't wait to play as him.
And then we see, like, Mario, Link, Kirby.
That was, like, the fastest I've ever seen Mario run.
He's just called
Sonic the Hedgehog.
He just he used his B-dash. And I love, if you look at the chair, watch the red Pikmin. Steve just falls on the ground. And then you see some mysterious being in the shadows.
When I was watching, I was like, who is that?
I like. At first, I thought for a split second, until they really got a focus on it, I thought it was Mewtwo. And then
I think people were hoping it was Mewtwo.
I was thinking, like, is that Mewtwo? And they're like, no, it looks like it's upside down.
And the really awesome part where, like, Mario is about to collide into Charizard with his flaming hand, and Charizard's, like, fire.
About to use a flamethrower, maybe fire.
That looked really freaking cool.
Then I saw the Shuriken, and I'm like, I knew what it was Pokemon.
I would not have guessed this character in a million years.
He went, foolish Mario. You don't fight fire with fire. You fight fire with water. Because here comes the water dark type from the Kalos region, Greninja.
I would not have guessed this. People are gonna be so freaking mad that they included him.
I'm not, because essentially I have my Kalos team, my current Kalos team, in Smash Brothers. I have a Charizard, and I have a Greninja.
Do you have a Lucario?
Yes, I do.
Do you have a Pikachu?
I have a Raichu. Close enough. I have that team right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people are just gonna keep whining like, no, Mewtwo! But like,
oh, screw Mewtwo. Unless Mewtwo knows a fairy attack, we're then just kicking his butt.
Well, it knows Orisker.
Well, I guess it doesn't need that. And he can learn electric attack, so... That's if the player was smart with their Mewtwo.
Overall, I'm actually pretty glad that they managed to include a 6th gen Pokemon. I wasn't thinking, like, any would actually make it. And I was fine with that, like, it made sense to me.
I was surprised it was Greninja.
Apparently he's that popular.
Well, we know.
But it's hard to tell because, like I said, Pokemon X and Y hasn't even been out for 6 months yet.
And it's using his water shurikens, and I'm feeling like it's a Lucario clone, actually.
Not quite. I don't really think he is.
But that's only me looking at Substitute. Yeah, I don't think he can learn Substitute naturally. I think it has to be a TM, or... Wait, the Substitute...
I think it's still a TM. But...
I have to look for the book to see that again, man. That will take
anything that's score 1 for later gen fans and score -1 for Gen 1 purists is fine with me.
Keep fapping on the red, yellow for
if you prefer Gen 1 over everything else, that's perfectly fine, but like you get people who are like, oh, you're like, I wish people would only stick with the Gen 1 Pokemon or Game Friction issue or apology for these horrible designs. Like, screw you guys. Seriously.
Like, what do you mean Charizard loses to an ice attack? What do you mean that you technically could counter a one-hit KO move? What do you mean Rage is still garbage?
But yeah, I'm perfectly fine with Greninja being there.
Me too, because I chose him.
So, if Zero Suit Samus and Sheik are standalone characters, that means we have 30 characters right now. And Sakurai mentioned that we could have fewer in this game than we did in Brawl. Which makes me wonder, like, how many characters are going to be in this game? Because there have been a lot from Brawl that haven't been confirmed yet. Like, Ness, Captain Falcon, Meta Knight, like, Mr. Game & Watch, like, Falco, they haven't been confirmed yet at all.
And for all we know, they probably could be and more, because, like I said, Sakurai trolls. He could say there could be fewer, but then there could be more.
Well, do you really think, like, 3DS, like, cartridge can handle all of that, though?
I don't know.
That's the thing, because the 3DS roster is going to be the same as the Wii U one, so however many could be hauled by the 3DS version, that's how many we're getting in the Wii U version. So, it's tough to say. Hopefully Palutena is one of them, and Sakurai will get bored of trolling us. Maybe by E3 I'm sure we'll know the entire roster, because then the 3DS version will be out pretty soon by then. Maybe, who knows. They said summer, it could be like August for all we know.
Yeah, or it could get something can happen, it could be delayed for till autumn.
Yeah, but yeah, I really love this Direct. Nintendo's really bringing out their A game between like all the Mario Kart news that they showed and this. It's just like Nintendo's not messing around.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Direct?
They're pretty awesome.
Yeah, there was a lot more in the Direct than I thought there was going to be.
One of my favorites is when Sakurai used Substitute.
That was hilarious.
I wonder if he was foreshadowing Greninja there.
I also love whenever he would do, like, Iwata's, like, directly to you, he would almost do it and then he would be like, this has been Masahiro Sakurai, director for Super Smash Bros.
He just likes screwing around with us.
Yeah. But, yeah, this is definitely one of the games I'm looking forward to the most this year. I can't wait to play both versions, especially when the Wii U version comes out. Not only because I'm a little more excited for that version, but how both versions like interact with each other. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Alright, so I guess that covers it for this Nintendo Direct recap. This has been Espionic.
And this is Yoshi Power 4, Master of Naming.
And we'll see you all some other time. Bye bye!